Hello! Welcome to another episode of Obsessive Compulsive Dykes. Today we're talking about volleyball,
Bradford Pride,
dyed hair,
Rafiki.
hiking dykes.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Dancing.
it's beautiful. It's great. You're gonna fucking love it.
Enjoy it.
Get it off your chest, get 'em off your back. Get your compulsions back on track. Stick it to the strikes, tell 'em take a hike. Join your obsessive compulsive dykes.
Hello, and welcome to Obsessive Compulsive Dykes with me, Megs.
And me, Anna.
This week we are... Are we going to start with...
What are you hosting? What show are you hosting? I feel like this is like a morning...
It's like deal or no deal. Oh yeah. ITV
Yeah.
News. My gender of the day is very nice bead in a bead shop. Remember when you were younger and bead shops existed and you'd go in and there'd be like fucking loads of beads all for like £1. And I'd be like, who's buying these beads?
£1 per bead?
Like for the fancy... in my head, I remember it being really expensive. Maybe
Right.
it wasn't that expensive, but I remember it being like insane.
Yeah.
And I'm like a blue aquamarine glittery bead today.
Yeah, I can see that. You
Thank
radiate
you.
that energy, actually.
Thank you so much.
My gender of the day is like an American, like mid-30s lesbian hiker,
Great.
you know, and I'm hiking like the Grand Canyon, like with my backpack, and like I'm hiking with like my soon-to-be wife,
Yeah.
probably. And I'm like, oh my God, babe, you gotta get up here. The view's amazing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And you've got Factor 50 in the bag. You've got like one of those like...
absolutely. And I've got like a real like sports bra tan going on.
Yes. And you have the bottle that has a straw coming over your shoulder.
100%.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I've got an outdoors kitchen. Yeah, I've got it all.
Oh my
I've decked
gosh.
out, yeah. Because I probably worked an office job before and then I quit and I've got loads of money saved up. So I got to buy like expensive equipment. We're like fancy hikers who've got all the equipment and we're like on forums online. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Me and
okay,
the wife.
good.
And she
like
got
a
into it with
vlogger.
me.
You are an influencer hiker.
No, I don't think we are influencers. I don't even think we're on social media.
I really want to meet your soon-to-be wife. Can't wait.
Thank you, God. Me too.
This week, my neighbourhood watch is very exciting.
Oh my God.
So, Bradford, if you don't know, is a place up north. It's roughly 3.5 hours on the train from London. I don't know what it's near, but it is, I'm going to say, not far from Manchester.
Okay. You've made that statement now.
I've made that now.
It's close to the Leeds.
It's closer to Leeds, is what I actually
Yeah.
meant to say.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kamal. So, they have a Pride there. And bearing in mind, I had no idea what this was going to be like. I was booked to dance at Pride there with Bolly Queer.
Oh my God. Is that the video I saw?
Yes, probably.
Fantastic. It
So
looks brilliant.
fun. Thank
Looked lovely.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bolly Queer is a like queer South Asian, lots of styles, but mainly like Bollywood, Bhangra, Garba, dance troupe, and we go and perform places everywhere. And we were at Bradford Pride. When I arrived, I like came out the train station and I was like, oh my gosh, we're really in like white majority land. I was like, I'm looking around, I'm trying to see anybody who isn't white passing. I didn't see many. Then turn the corner into the main square of Bradford, which is 5 minutes from the train station walking. Suddenly, there are a bigger array of people, there's bigger diversity, and most of the people watching the Pride Parade were either like 13-year-olds with like massive queer flags and like all face paint, like rainbow everything, or 35-year-old blonde white mums with like rainbow tassel antennas and like 6 kids that were all like 5, like running around, like everyone's screaming, everyone's in rainbow outfits, like it's giving like feather boa from Amazon, like rainbow tutus, like to the point I was like, is this a hen party or is it Bradford Pride? And then it truly was just one of the best audiences I've ever performed to. And it's so explicitly queer as well. I mean, obviously it's Pride. So I'm like, half of me is like, do they know what's going on? Or do they just here happen to be in rainbow tutus? But like, they have to. It's just my internalized bias. Because I'm I just feel like you get to know who the people of the demographics you generally feel more safe around.
Yeah.
And then when it surprises you, you're like, oh my gosh, the world is actually way better than we think it is. They were screaming, like people coming up to us afterwards. There were also 2 BSL interpreters that were there, like interpreting everything, apart from they didn't interpret ours, which I feel was a missed opportunity because that would have been excellent to see like classic Hindi songs and Gujarati songs translated into BSL. But they were so entertaining, and also both of them were queer. So I was like, this is just fantastic. This whole day is amazing. And then we performed and it was great. That was my gayborhood watch.
I love it. Did you stay the night in Bradford?
I wish we had after because they booked our trains and everything. So like they were like, oh, when do you want to be back? And we were like, oh, we'll leave after our performance, not realizing that it was going to be an excellent event.
Yeah,
that we'd want to stay at.
Yeah.
So we didn't, but we made like a load of friends there. So we're hopefully gonna like team up and see those people again in London.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I would love
next
to
year,
go to Bradford Pride next year with you. Take me.
Yes, let's go. They've invited us back. So.
Oh, fantastic! I'll just come and be part of the mum and children groups.
Yeah, brilliant. Bring your 6 5-year-olds. The next year, Bradford is something like the city of culture for the UK. So they've got like a load of funding, a load of like thing, and they're doing a 2-week long, I don't know, celebration over the Pride time. I don't know if it's going to be all Pride or whether it's going to be like different cultural sort of like groups. I have no idea. But all I know is the organizer was speaking to us about it and being like, oh, next year we're doing a whole 2-week thing. So we can all go. We'll do
and you might be in Bradford for 2 weeks.
I don't know if I'd be up there for the 2 weeks. Let's manifest that. I'm going to be up there in Bradford.
You're going to get paid, you're going to get accommodation and food.
Yes.
For 2 weeks. In Bradford. And you're going to fall in love with the mother and you're going to adopt 5 little kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The food they provided for us was exceptional. The vegan options, amazing. Our like we had a green room and like practice area for ourselves and changing rooms in the council building. So it was like the chambers of the city. They were like old scrolls and fucking swords and things like in our room. I can't get over it. I literally will never get over how much of a flex Bradford was.
Yeah.
I would go back there anytime.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm quite tempted now that I've practiced my driving in London, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute. I'm quite tempted to just rent a car and just go to Bradford.
And let's just go to Bradford.
Let's just go to Bradford.
I mean, I could just drive us to Bradford in my car.
No, for sure.
But you want the experience of...
No, I can just drive your car, if you trust me.
Okay, great. We're taking a road trip to Bradford.
I'm really in my era of like, let's just do it now.
Great.
And like, granted, it's a privilege to be able to be like, let's just do it now, because most of the time, all my work is like fitness classes. If I get cover...
You can go.
I'm fine. And it's quite easy, knock on wood, and may that never change, to get a cover. So I'm in a position where I could be like, fuck it, let's just go next week somewhere.
I love that.
I've not been in that position before. It's so fantastic. I've just been to Bulgaria. I want to go other places. I want to go everywhere.
The world's your oyster.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that for you.
Yeah.
Tell us about Bulgaria. Is that your gayborhood watch?
Well, no, my gayborhood watch is actually other stuff, but I will just add in on Bulgaria that I was watching my elite athlete's younger sister in a volleyball tournament, and let me just say, I will forever regret the missed opportunity of me becoming a professional athlete when I was a teenager in a sport like volleyball or like basketball or anything where height is required, because then I wouldn't have spent my entire teenage years and early adult years being super self-conscious about my height and my size, because like I'm very tall and I'm also like got an athletic build with like broad shoulders. I'm like, somebody once called me an avatar, which now I'm like, fuck yes.
That's sexy.
I really fuck with that.
Yeah.
But like as a teenager, I was like, look at me, I'm a freak.
Oh, bless
But
you.
I was like, but my sister is like, I talked to her about it and it was really warmed my heart, because she was like, I've never felt that, because ever since she was a teenager, she's played volleyball where it's like everyone is over 5'10" essentially.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never seen...
Well, if you play in like Division 1 and like professionally. Well, yeah.
Humble brag.
But before that, like anyone can play for fun. You can be whatever height you want. I just don't want to, if you want to play volleyball, you can, but you won't be a professional
unless you're
ever for you, unfortunately.
Sad.
Well, I mean, for me either. I'm just too old.
You never know, because some of the Olympians are like the American who won gold in the started cycling like 7 years ago, and she's like 40.
She was a venture capitalist, finished her job, and just started cycling.
Oh my God. Literally, let me just pull up a text I sent to the Short King from Bulgaria, and you will understand why that statement means so much to me.
Oh my God.
This is what I wrote, and I quote. I'm, however, so involved now, I wish I could stay for the rest of the games. I've taken on a whole new persona, it's giving sports dad. Simultaneously mourning my wasted physique and hard-headedness, knowing I'm in an alternate universe, I'm definitely a professional athlete. But no, I decided to, in quotation marks, yes and. Which I love. I love yes and.
Yeah.
I never want to not be an actor. It's my favorite thing in the world. I love it so much, and I'm so grateful that I've been given the opportunities that I have, and I love it, and I love it, and I love it. But also,
You could be spiking.
I do want to win gold in the Olympics in 7 years. I do.
Yeah. Well, you can. You just literally, okay, after we close
Oh my
today,
God.
we're going to the Olympic track.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
No,
fine.
genuinely. Like I'm doing so much new shit lately. Like I've just realized I've been throwing myself in the deep end with everything. Like, for example, I'm moving house, which is my real neighborhood watch.
Great.
Famously drive in Sweden. My
Famously.
overuse of famously has to stop.
Everyone knows. Everyone who's
Everyone knows.
that Anna drives in Sweden.
Yeah. Anyone knows that I'm a good Swedish driver. Right, that's on the right side of the road, however. So in this country, you ride on the left side of the road. And here's the thing, it doesn't really take me that much to like wrap my head around driving on the different side of the road. What really fucks me is not knowing like how far is in between me and the end of the car on
Hugely.
the left side. Like that, being in the different side of the car, I'm convinced that if I was in a like European or Swedish car here, I wouldn't mind driving on the left side. It's the fact that the wheel is in the other seat that
Yes.
really fucks me. The wheel is always going to be in the middle of the road.
Are you driving a 3-wheeled car?
What?
Like, the wheel?
The wheel that you are sat on, the side you are sat on, you are always going to be in the middle of the road.
I disagree.
No, this is not something you can disagree about. This is just how it works.
That can't be how it works. Because
What are you talking about? Listen.
Okay.
Listen. When you drive on the left side of the road, in the car, you are sat in the right side.
Yeah.
You're sitting in the right seat. If you drive on the right side of the road, you are sat in the left seat.
Yes.
So you are always going to be sat in the middle of the road. You are always going to be close to the other car.
Yes, no, you are right.
Yeah.
So
So
I
if it's
thought
on
you-
the right or it's on the left is the only difference. So they're either going to
Yes.
scathe your left shoulder or your right shoulder. And it fucks me when it's my right shoulder, and it fucks you when it's your left
Got
shoulder.
it. Hit us with your neighborhood watch.
Yes. So I decided, because I've driven once in London, and it was for a tape. So I was with a straight friend who was
Oh,
filming
yes.
me, and it was so scary because I was like focusing on like laughing and like, you know, throwing my hair about and shit like that because for the tape. So I was driving like not very well. Like I'm
Yes.
pretty sure I slammed into something at one point or another. And like the straight friend wasn't wearing a seatbelt. She was just like jumping around every time like I accidentally like, because it was a manual, I think. So every time I accidentally, you know, didn't gear up or gear down properly, and
yeah.
you know the whole car started just shaking.
So you don't know how to drive manual either?
Of course I know how to drive manual, but I was
Not used to it.
No, I am used to it, but I was driving it was so much to think about. I was driving on the left side of the road. I was sat in the wrong place. I was trying to act. It was a lot of stuff happening.
So many things happening.
Yeah, so after that I was really scared off of driving in this country. And then I said, you know what, let me rent a huge fucking van without a rear view mirror and move all of my stuff.
Oh,
So that's what I did.
the audacity of that.
The audacity.
Yeah.
I'm really into throwing myself in the deep end at the minute, and it's going very well. So I was like, let me paint my room, because I hated the way it was, because I'm now living in a place that you can change.
Great. What colour was it when you arrived?
It was two walls were green, like a beautiful green, but like I'm Scandinavian. I need it all to be like clean and just simple and like straightforward. Like I want like one plant and that's it. And then like the rest is like, I want minimalism.
Got it.
Minimalism on crack.
Is that really Swedish to do that?
Yeah, I would say if you Google like Scandinavian design, it's all very simple. It's not like super colorful or anything. It's all just like very like clean.
Got it.
Yeah.
My
And
room
also
must be a
because
nightmare
like
to you.
sorry, say again?
My room must be a nightmare. I've got like 8 plants.
No, plants are great. I don't mind plants. They are great. I want plants.
But only one you want.
No, I can have more plants, but it's just like one color. Like if it's too many colors and too many trinkets and too many things, I just get really stressed out. But also, if it's in somebody else's space, I don't really care. But if it's in my space, I feel like I can't think. Like this is also not just me being Swedish, it's also like a neurodivergent thing probably.
Yeah.
Right, just like I'm like, if there's too many things, I'm like, I don't know who I am. Anyway, so I was like, let me paint this white. And I start painting and I ask Short King if they can come over and help me paint.
Sexy already. It's giving movie.
Yes. And then I start like, you know, covering up the floors, like taping the ledges and stuff like that,
Very
like with masking tape and stuff. And then I start on the first layer and I'm just I've painted 3 rooms before in my life. So I'm not like completely a complete novice. And I start painting and I see the green color coming through so clearly, and I realize, it dawns on me that I've bought like cheap paint and this is 3 or 4 layers. And I'm like, I'm already starting to panic a little bit. Context, I'm also on like day 1 or 2 of my period. And I'm like, oh my God. And I've taught 2 spin classes in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm
then
just
you've done
like,
a whole shift.
Say again.
Then you. Oh no, that was yesterday.
That was another day. But thank you for keeping such close track on me. It really means a lot.
It's totally fine. It's compulsive.
And then that's before you did. Yeah, no. And then I was painting and I was like, I actually can't do this. But I was determined that, like, because I was like, I've done this before. I'm a DIY dyke. I'm a DIY dyke. Say it with me. I'm a DIY dyke. That was like the mantra going in my head.
Love that for you.
Yeah. And I was just like going off. And then Short King arrives. They ring the door. And the minute I see them, I burst into tears.
Oh, sweetheart. Oh.
I go, I can't do it. I can't do it.
You were so strong for so long.
Yeah. And I also had like imagined like they were going to come in and I was going to be like already have like paint splattered on my arms and being like, you know, all cool and sexy and be like, yeah, hey, come in and we're going to do this. And you're going to see me like, you know, with my big muscly arms just like painting the ledges. But I was like, no, my body's tired. My body's weak. I don't want to do this.
I'm holding in a yawn.
It's okay, just yawn, babe.
Thanks.
I'm going to stop commenting on it.
Thanks.
And I'm just there like, okay, let's go to the garden and like just breathe a little bit, just land a little bit. And then, you know, we talked through it and they were like, it's okay to not be a DIY dyke. And I'm like, but I am, like, I've painted before, like this is a whole crisis happening for me now. And they were like, but if there's any chance you can like afford to get a TaskRabbit, if there's any way you can, you know, get this done without you having to do it, then do it. Like, what are the obstacles? So I was like, okay, the obstacles aren't financial. The only real obstacles is that I've decided that I was going to do it.
I think you're a DIY dyke. That's
Exactly.
an important thing to you.
Yeah, and we talk through it, and they're great. And then we land on getting a TaskRabbit.
Oh, I love that. I've never had a TaskRabbit.
No, I mean, it wasn't the most amazing experience, but it got pretty pricey in the end, I will say. It was like, you know, oh, and this extra for parking, and I needed to get this, and blah, blah. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, how do I know I'm not being ripped off here? I don't, you know? But then I took it all back, the DIY dyke identity, because after it was all painted and it was all nice, I now have started sanding down my floors. I bought an electric orbital sander.
Fuck my
And
life.
then I've been sat on the floor listening to Julia Fox Down the Drain on audiobook.
Got it.
And just like sanding down my floors. And that's why I'm wearing this insane outfit, because
Which,
I've
by the
been
way,
sanding
apparently
all
isn't a
morning.
Mario reference, even though I
No,
thought it was.
if you can see my shirt and if you've ever watched Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, you will understand this reference. If not, I recommend you go watch that right now.
Nice. So then you're sanding. Maybe you wouldn't have had the emotional energy or time to do that had you not got the task.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. If I was going to DIY the entire room myself, then no. Also, if I had, but also I've been like going to Bulgaria and I've been like working as well, like all around
much.
it. So I'm like, the fact that I'm then also gonna like DIY, this is already an insane quest on my part. Like
Yes.
this is already doing too much. So like, no, couldn't have done that.
Clit Screen this week, we watched Rafiki,
Yes.
which means friend.
In Swahili?
I don't know.
Well, maybe not. They speak Swahili and English in the film, which is why, because
So we
it's
would
set in
guess.
Kenya. So that's why I was like, I would guess if it's
Not English.
If it's not English, I would guess. Yes,
Swahili, yeah.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Brilliant.
Gorgeous.
Well done. Good bit of general knowledge.
Yeah.
So, in this film, basically it follows two people. They're young. They're sort of falling in love. They're discovering their queerness.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it
No.
explicitly,
Yeah.
but we are now going to discuss it. So if you've not seen Rafiki, then
Yeah.
pause this right now. Watch Rafiki. Then,
Well, we're not
then
going to
play
spoil it
this.
still, but I think we can still discuss the themes. Like,
Yeah.
the main theme is that it's like they are in Kenya, in a Kenyan village, Ziki and Kenna, I think, and they are falling in love, and they are two girls, and it's illegal to be gay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
For me, I think we have differing opinions on this film.
okay.
Judging from your energy when you came into the studio today, I held back because I thought, I think we're going to disagree on this film.
Okay.
So for me, the first half of the film, stunning, gorgeous, so good, so nuanced that I was literally like making sounds watching it, like or like ooh, like at the memory that it sparked of like, you know, growing up, discovering your queerness. It's so real and beautifully done, and like it's just painstakingly gorgeous. And I love that there's like not a lot of music in like the intimate scenes. Like you can feel that like palpitating wanting of each other, but they're so young and not knowing what to do. And so like all of that manifests as like they'll like sit next to each other with their like shoulders touching, and you're like, you remember that feeling.
I still do that today.
Oh, there's no drug like it. So that is the first half of the film. Stunning. Then for me, it just became a sad, classic, stereotypical gay bashy in inverted commas film.
Okay, it's interesting because like I watched some interviews that I think have also influenced like everything about this for me. Right, so essentially this film got banned in Kenya.
Wow.
So Winuri Kahiu, who is the writer-director, I watched an interview with her, and she said that like they banned the film, right, in Kenya because it's gay. And then they said that they will lift the ban if they change the ending to make it less hopeful and more what's another word for
Ambiguous.
regret? No, more remorseful.
And so
And-
that's what they did. They said,
No,
okay.
no. Oh, you think that's what they did?
Are you kidding me? You think that ending was anything inspiring?
I don't think it inspires a lot of hope. I wouldn't say it's necessarily hopeful, but I wouldn't say it's remorseful either. Neither of them are like, oh, I wish we didn't do this.
No, they're not
No,
like
this
I
is a bit of a spoiler. Maybe I'm going to put a spoiler warning before it.
Yeah.
But, like, she didn't change the ending. She was like,
I
I'm
was
not going to change the
surprised.
ending. And that's why they kept the ban on the film. Because she was like, I refuse to change it. I don't want to make it like all of the other, like, remorseful, like,
Yeah.
endings of films.
I mean, literally the ending, this needs a spoiler, but the ending is literally like, suddenly, after all the trauma, a year passes, they both, like, one of them got sent to England, one of them became a doctor, and then that person's still a victim of homophobia that year later. Then there's like a note being like, meet me, or I'm back, or I want to see you, or something, and then they go to the place that they were mobbed a year ago, and then there's one person touches the other's shoulder, we don't even see their faces.
Yeah.
That is fucking shit.
For sure, but I think also we need to consider that this is like, it's, first of all, it's also based off of a short story called Jambola Tree. And it's like, and it was like this huge thing. It won a prize because I think we need to consider the fact that this is like a queer love story. Like, as far as I know, what I've seen, the only queer like Kenyan love story, and like I think no, it's not very hopeful, but they also have to like reflect the reality of the situation. Like,
yeah, that's a very good point.
you know, it would be insane if they were like, and everybody was so happy for them. Like, I mean, maybe not insane, but I mean, like, they're
It
trying to
wouldn't be
do something
realistic.
with this film. It's become sort of like an activist thing because they have like some sort of freedom of speech, but they were like, but so that's why they were able to push back on the ban, and they lifted the ban for 7 days and sold out. Like every single day they sold out because people wanted to watch this film so badly in theaters in Kenya.
Okay.
So it's become like sort of an activist movement, and I think it's like partly because of how they reflected it. And obviously it's horrible for anybody who can relate to this in any way to like, probably quite traumatic of a watch, I can imagine, to be like, I mean, even for me, and I'm white from Sweden, you know, just because of the queerness element. So if you have anything else that you can also identify with this film, like I'm sure it will be like massively like emotional and not maybe like a very comfortable, pleasant watch. But I do think there is something to say for the fact that they are showing, like reflecting
queer stories.
yeah, and like the reality of what a queer story would look like.
Oh, yeah. I guess so. I think I was just like so excited through the first half. I was like, oh my gosh, this is lovely. This is so touching. This is like entertaining.
Yeah.
And then it just became like, oh yeah, like life is awful. And it's like, there's a fucking 1,000 other movies, especially like queer movies, that are all about how we're all victims of aggression, verbal, physical. And even like that guy who's gay in it, the man who's gay, and he just gets like homophobically abused the entire time. Then at the end, he comes and sits next to one of the queer women, and like she doesn't even acknowledge the fact that she's been complicit in his oppression the entire film. And he's just like used as this kind of like, I don't know, like just this thing to like a punching bag for the film. I think it's like, it really left me with just feeling worse about the world.
Right. Yeah.
And when I'm watching a film, I want it to make me feel like happy, or at least like that's a new perspective that I didn't know about. Not like, oh yes, that well-trodden path that we all know. Everyone's
sure.
homophobic.
For sure, but I think I'm viewing it from a different perspective, probably because I've ended up watching so many interviews and stuff around it afterwards. So I'm like, oh my God, the like unintentional maybe activism, because the director was like, I didn't intend to become like an activist, but that's sort of what this film has become. And I'm just like watching it from that point of view, which gives hope. It is hopeful, even though the plot itself doesn't feel maybe so hopeful. Like what the film has become,
It is, yeah.
has maybe like at least influenced like some people that have watched it, and like at least
I'm so sorry. I'm yawning at a terrible time. I'm so sorry. Just pan only to your
you
face.
just don't fucking care. You don't give a shit. You just want the gays to be happy and make out, and yes, we all do. But I will agree with you that it was so, the chemistry between the main characters I thought was
my God.
fantastic.
Agree.
And apparently, me with the trivia, lol, really did
I
my
love this for
research
you.
on this one. They apparently, the lead girl Kenna had no prior acting experience. The director literally saw her and was like, "No, you are at a party," and was like, "Oh, you're Kenna." And was like, I think you can do this, because she was like, oh, you are like tomboy-esque, but also like kind of like introverted and like shy, and like, I don't know, stereotypically the tomboys are like all tough, and like having like a shy boy was like
Important.
yeah, and was
That's
like
exciting.
yeah. And then they like worked loads on the chemistry between the two, because they were like, ultimately that to be believable, like is the core of the film, the
whole
core
film.
of the story, like
Yeah.
and
Big slay.
it was.
Do you think they got together afterwards? How old are they? I know they're like playing young, but I think they must be like 20.
31, 32.
Now though. Wow, they're 31 and 32 now.
Right, well, they were still like mid 20s then.
God,
when
they
did it.
look young, don't they?
They do look young, yeah.
Wow. Well, that was our thoughts. It's always nice to have a bit of different perspectives.
Yeah, but highly recommend watching it. Do you
Make your own mind.
Yeah.
Watch it if you're like, you've got emotional energy for it. Don't watch it if you're trying to have a nice movie with your friends.
Yeah. I would say be aware of the context of there is like loads of hate crime in it.
Yes.
So be very well aware of that before you embark on this film.
It's only like an hour and a half.
It's an hour and 20 minutes, babe.
Flipping love.
Yeah.
So good. More films need to go back to being an hour
I wonder
and a half.
how many times you've specifically mentioned the length of a film. And that's been like your main takeaway. Like, and it wasn't even that long.
I think it's because I've been to see movies that are like 3 hours and just been like,
that's so in right now.
A quarter of my day.
Yeah, that is so trendy right now to make your films really long. It's giving Oscar bait for sure. And also people want to seem like, I don't know, they have the time of day. Like, I don't know, there's this new trend you've probably seen online because like Ruben Östlund is making like a new film. He's the director of like Triangle of Sadness and like The Square and stuff like that. He's a Swedish director.
And now he's doing The Circle
Put me in your films. And now he's doing a new one, which is about like, I don't know, fucking attention spans we have as people right now. No, I think it's going to be good. Like, I think he does good, like, culture commentary and stuff like that on, like, modern day culture.
Like Charlie Brooker style.
Say again?
Charlie Brooker-esque.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Black Mirror-y.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, kind of. And then there's this new trend where people are like, just raw dogged a, like, a 12-hour flight. Raw dogging it means like no headphones, no phone, no nothing.
I know what raw dogging it means. How freaking dare you?
You self-identify as a millennial.
I have been saying raw dogging since before you were born. No, honestly, the vegan's going to cry with laughter because they have an ongoing joke about the fact I always say raw dogging.
Really?
So it's so funny. I can't wait for this episode to air. Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, so that's... Well, why did I want to talk about that? Why did I go on to...
hour and a half.
Oh, yes. So then people are like, it's now... Which is a good thing. It's trendy to become, like, less dependent on, like...
entertainment.
Yeah, and, like, avoiding dopamine kicks and just being, like, more present and more in the real world.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
Because I have literally found myself doing that. Like, on the tube and walking around, like, I don't have my headphones in.
And it's not on purpose. This is social conditioning.
Fuck my life.
Yeah, you have no individuality or control over your life.
Everything is determined.
Yeah.
That's quite relieving.
Yeah, I know.
I wonder what it's going to be determined I'm having for lunch today.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to find out.
So, this is going to be controversial and maybe a bit rude. I was, tossing and turning about all night about this.
That's why you're tired.
Yeah, that's why I'm tired. I couldn't sleep. Because also I wasn't sure, but I think I feel this way.
Spit it out.
Okay, queer me out. Funny colours, like funny hair colours.
Oh yeah.
Are out.
Oh.
Like, don't. Oh my God. Don't come with your blue, pink, green hair. And be like, I'm queer. No.
I'm queer.
No.
You're not allowed to be queer and have coloured hair.
Yes, you are, but I feel like that stereotype is just so... Like, I just think people need to stop.
It's giving Swedish minimalism.
It is, it really is.
Here's the
thing, I live with somebody who will most likely have, like, blue hair in a week.
Yeah.
So, like, I obviously will love and respect you even if you make this choice. Just know we're not having sex.
So for you, you're not attracted to people who are dyeing their hair like rainbow colours.
Yeah, I think so. There's something, I probably have some like unconscious bias. This is probably all stemming from the days of like, the one gay person in my school was that weird person with short green hair. And I was like, I'm not like you. Because I was like, okay, this is where it could sound really bad. This is where I'm potentially cancelled.
Got it. It's fine. You've been cancelled many times.
Somebody who has that like dyed type of hair, their hair in my mind's eye is also dry.
Yeah.
And like greasy at the top. And they like don't shower, have shit under their fingernails and like are really into anime.
Oh Oh my God.
I love
You
anime.
have just described-
I love anime. I love anime. Listen, I was a closeted anime kid.
Yeah, you were. You were. And
Yeah.
if there's one thing about you, it's that you stopped liking anime for the opinions of others.
Exactly.
And you regret
There's
that.
one thing about me. Those greasy-haired motherfuckers are the reason I stopped watching anime. Because I was like, I'm not like you. We're not the same.
Oh my God.
I'm offending a huge
Huge.
part of the queer community. A huge part. And this really could be,
The end of
you
the
have
podcast.
to be, yeah, exactly, you have to be a post or else this might be the end.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I am anyway. So it's fine.
Thank God.
So what I'm trying to meet us in the middle here. So obviously it goes without saying, when you think of it principally, you can do whatever you want with your hair. If you want to
Yeah.
experiment, blah, blah, blah. If that makes you feel euphoric in your own way, then fucking do whatever you want.
Of course.
But I do get what you're saying of like that specific stereotype of someone who it's like greasy is the word to describe it. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not linked to the hair, but the hair just often is a part of that image.
Yeah.
And I can completely get how with that past that you have, that you're upset by that. I for sure know people with rainbow coloured hair who don't fit that stereotype.
Yeah.
But there is something in it. And I'm also wondering, are we like, do we think that because they're like so anti-patriarchal order of like the perfect kind of image of people that
Maybe.
we're internally encouraged by society to
Equally-
turn against those people?
Yeah. Equally, I have a huge disclaimer to make, which I think maybe will like be some like, you know, offer some retribution to like me in this, which is that when I used to read manga as a manga and anime kid, I also had green bangs. I also had
What does that
red,
mean?
like my bangs.
Oh,
Dyed,
bangs,
were,
bangs.
were dyed green.
Oh.
I also had like red and blue stripes in my hair. I was part of a stereotype that I then like, that was maybe like, wasn't like publicly regarded as cool at all. So I think me being like part of that a little bit at some point in my time, it might like,
It might be
might translate to my passion for it now. Like, for example, nothing bothers me as much as when my younger sister in any way reminds me of how I was when I was her age. And it like really pisses me off.
Oh my gosh.
And it's like some sort of like self like hatred or like past versions of yourself instead of loving
Yeah.
them, just being like judging them harshly.
I'm
And maybe
hearing
that's-
that you hate your inner child. And I think we should talk about this off
I
pod.
love my inner child up until the age of like 7. After that,
Oh, sweetie.
yeah, no, that was an attempt at a joke, but then you were so sincere about it, so I was like, Jesus. No, I love my inner child, but I think I do judge a period of time.
A period of time.
God. No wonder I hate myself then, because you bully me so much now.
Yeah, this version of you, I hope you look back in 3 years and hate you now. But your inner child, your past self, I'm going to stand up for them.
Thank you so much.
But now, yeah, it's totally worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I also think there's something to say for like me, yeah, probably like society and like not being able to like maybe have dyed hair or like, I think, yeah, in like a lot of professions even and stuff like that maybe has like infiltrated my brain. Like I mentioned before, like we have no opinions of our own. Everything is just societal conditioning. So
Yes.
like you can't hold me accountable for this because I didn't make this choice. I don't think this. I've been made to. So, you know.
I think it's fine. I
Yeah.
think that was an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
I think we should roast the rainbow.
You think we should roast the rainbow?
Well, we've just roasted the rainbow.
Yeah, we have just
In a way.
roasted the rainbow in a way. And listen, I'm genuinely sorry. And I bet I'm going to fall in love with somebody next week who's got dyed hair.
Yeah. I'm going to secretly message everyone in London.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get everyone to dye their hair.
Watch me dye my hair.
You
All
will.
right. No, absolutely.
If I said go on a few times, you
no,
would dye
listen,
your hair.
I had purple hair like 4 years ago.
Wow.
Like I've had pink hair. I've had the rainbow on my head. So
Haven't we all?
yeah,
It's time to roast the rainbow.
yeah. this week we've got a profile, somebody using she, her pronouns. First picture, it's a selfie. She's smiling, looking into the camera, wearing like a yellowy... It's giving Brat Summer, like lime type of lace. Yeah.
Yeah. This photo is cute.
Yeah, it's cute. Yeah.
She's got lovely lips.
She's got lovely lips, lovely makeup overall, I think.
Yeah, very gentle, but like...
It's giving girly girl. Mm-hmm. It's giving girls girl. I'm looking for a sous chef.
Fun, immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm obviously going to be the chef, but
Yeah.
I'll apply for the sous chef, and when I'm in the kitchen, I'll go for the promotion.
No, for sure.
I just appreciate that's funny immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
think
Straight
I'm
off
gonna
the
like
bat, we know, okay, we've got 28 working in sales.
Got a degree in Chicago.
Got a degree in Chicago and is spiritual.
Chicago studies.
Looking,
Pizza.
Exactly, deep dish. Looking for a long-term relationship open to shorts. Okay, great. That's all the information we've got.
Fun. Oh my gosh, I love this next picture.
Yeah, this is a great picture.
You look like you're cosplaying like a jellyfish.
Yeah, also like a living trans flag.
Yeah.
It's got like a baby pink top that lets... I don't even know how to begin to describe this top.
I'm going to do it in a few words.
Yeah.
Asymmetric. Frills. Light pink. Trails.
Wow. Could never have done that myself. I am so glad you're here. Baby blue long skirt and cowboy boots
Very cool.
with like huge pink glasses, posing like Tyra Banks, you know, the famous.
Yeah.
Is that Tyra Banks? Yeah, when she's like, yeah. Got some really nice tattoo work.
This is such a like, this is a very sexy person.
Yeah, great. So far, loving it. Moving on. Dating me will look like, okay, we're back on the food theme.
Is that jalebi? Oh, no, it's... No.
No, this looks like
like
pasta,
tagliatelle.
what's it called? That big...
Tagliatelle.
No, but like the mozzarella that's like...
Burrata.
Yeah.
I know everything.
You do, yeah. You're absolutely the head chef. Just filming 2 plates. Dating me will look like, yeah, okay, great. You've connected the dots. We've already talked about chefing it up. Here you are again with the proof is in the pudding. We're like, okay, we know what's up.
Yes, because she's made this. I was just thinking like dating me will look like going for a meal.
No.
At the end, we see the saucepan.
Yeah, she's made this beautiful pasta, and that's what it's going to look like. You're going to cook that together, and then you're going to eat it, longingly looking into each other's
Eating it
eyes
off
over
each
the
other's
kitchen table. Yeah,
stomachs.
Yeah,
Great.
pasta, not so sure, but you do you, babe. Dating me is like
A creme brulee. Sweet, ridiculously simple, and get crispy in the heat. Okay. Okay. I want to like it, but I feel like it's like the bronze medal of what this could have been.
yeah.
Like, it should have been, like, sweet, great. Ridiculously simple. I think, yeah, fun. Kind of on the edge. You could have just said simple, and it would have been equally as funny. And get crispy in the heat is strange. It's like, what does that mean?
It means she probably burns easily.
Oh, I thought we were trying to make it something, like, sexual or funny.
Oh no, I think she means just like, I'm like a creme brulee, like in the heat, like I'll burn, like get crispy in the
Got
heat.
it.
Like
Got
on a
it.
sunny day, like I'm gonna get red.
I would say I'm burned and like always burnt.
No, I think this is better.
Okay.
I think this is better. But I do think there's a missed opportunity to be like, got a hard surface, but it's very mushy inside. Or like
Yeah.
very mushy underneath, something like that. That's a missed opportunity for sure.
Dating me is like a creme brulee.
Surface is
Thick.
hard, but once you crack me, you know, I'll go everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to use a spoon to bash me before you can taste me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
They're great.
I miss creme brulee. When will they make it vegan?
There are.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm going to investigate that.
For sure. Me in the Wild. It's a picture of her eating some sort of sweet thing.
Like cream and donut and chocolate shavings.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a weird photo, I'd say.
I don't think it's necessarily weird, but I think what's weird about it is that it's a selfie,
Yes.
but she's laughing and looking in the opposite way like it's not a selfie.
Yes, but it's obviously a selfie.
Yeah.
And like you bought that thing and then you just came out of where you bought it from and just took a photo of yourself like
And laughed and
is-
looked the other way. However, I do appreciate seeing your aesthetic. Like, I like you wearing this little, speaking of beads, this is like, she's got like a selection of cheap plastic beads and made a necklace out of it. Mm-hmm. But also is wearing like a real gold
chains.
Necklace, you know.
Well, we don't know if it's real.
No,
We've
but
not
it
seen the
looks
hallmark.
like quality. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looks like, oh, how fun. You just like mix and match.
Yes, true. This makes me think that if I date you, I'm going to have to pose for loads of photos. Because this is telling me like you're like accidentally perfect kind of Instagram-y vibes.
Right.
And it's like, I can't look casual. I'm either smiling for a photo or it's genuinely a candid photo.
Yeah.
That I happen to look fantastic in.
Yeah.
But that I can't do the like, we're all just like spending 3 minutes getting this like candid photo.
For sure.
And that's what I feel like I'm going to get now.
Got you.
I feel pretty devastated by my future plans with this person.
Well,
Probably.
maybe this will be perfect for my American hiker. This will be the influencer to my hiker dyke. Right. I'd fall for you if you put a larger object in front of me.
Like trying to, like I'll fall over it.
Yeah.
Oh. It's shit. That is
Not
not
pleased.
good.
I think it gives I don't think it's very funny. But I do think it's like such a solid dad joke. And I think if you are a person that like enjoy like really simple, stupid dad jokes,
Yeah.
you will
Ridiculously simple, you could say.
Yeah, you could say. You will see this and you'll be like, this is my vibe. I'm here for that.
Okay.
I don't think it's very funny, but I think people will appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. But also, why have you put a larger object? I'd fall for you if you should just put a large object in front of me. But you put a larger object in front of me. Larger than
as
what?
if it was going to be larger than you, and in which case you wouldn't trip, you just walk into it.
Yeah. It's like, it's the image of it is...
If, you know, nobody with OCD is going to fall for this. If that's what you're looking for, you're barking up the wrong tree, babe.
I'd fall for you. Why didn't you put... If you want to make that joke, I'd fall for you if you
Go on the spot.
threw a ball.
I'd fall for you if you pushed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
even that
another
would be
simple one.
more clear than this. Like, why? Because imagine, okay, here's a scenario. She's walking.
Yeah.
You have an object larger than her in your hands. You put that in front of her path. She doesn't walk around it. She walks straight into it, over it, trips down the other side of it. That's what she's asking you to imagine.
Yeah. I'm over you overanalyzing this now. Let's move on. My quarter life crisis looks like...
And then
That is funny.
Oh, fishing!
She's literally fishing, like, in the
London?
middle of... This is looking like Chicago.
Ah.
She's literally fishing, like, in the river in, like, the middle of Chicago.
That's funny! That's so funny.
that
What
is
fish is
funny.
in there?
I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
God.
But that's good. I'm here for that.
Me too.
Yeah. And the final picture is her looking rich.
Really beautiful.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
also
true.
rich
Rich.
as hell. It looks like you're in like the fanciest of like train carts.
Carriages.
You're in a chart.
You're in a chart. It's giving
And
bar.
it's from the L word. I'm also on it. I'm in the center. Anyways. And yeah. And
This
you're
dog looks like a
there's
psychopath.
dog. Yeah, there's a dog. She's petting the dog.
And the dog is deadpan looking down the camera. She is looking stunningly beautiful, this woman, looking at the dog. And the dog is literally glaring at you like it's going to kill you if you take a step towards.
It's giving rich lady because she's got like a suit jacket on and like very neatly done hair and like some nice simple jewelry, and she's just like, and this is my beautiful dog that I love so much, and the dog's just like
Yeah,
and you're like the most annoying dog that you've ever seen, and you think it's gonna absolutely attack you, and she's like, isn't she so cute and beautiful and lovely?
Yeah.
And we're all like, yeah.
But the actual dog is cute. It's not like a ratty dog. It's like a lovely, fluffy, floof dog.
For sure. I actually just went along with it. I actually genuinely don't think this dog looks terrifying at all. I actually think this dog looks nice and lovely.
Really?
Yeah. I just really wanted to like describe that image.
I don't think the dog looks friendly, but I'm sure it is. But I think it's just It's just weird. Like I'm making eye contact with the dog on a dating profile, and like she's looking at the dog, I'm looking at the dog. We're both just looking at the dog, and like she looks stunning.
So you're looking at her.
But second, for sure, I'm looking at the dog first to ask permission if I am allowed to look at her, the owner of the dog.
Okay, overall, what are we missing? What do we want more of? What do we want to change?
I think get some detail in the jokes. If you're going to do the jokes, make them land, make them grammatically correct.
Yeah.
As well, maybe get a photo with some friends that aren't a dog. What would you say?
I would say, yeah. I would say probably everything's... I love the fishing one.
The fishing's so funny.
I love the one with the great outfit. I love all the chef stuff, all the food stuff. Brilliant. I don't think the first picture necessarily is a beautiful picture, but I don't think you need that first because that's just like... that feels like a selfie you've taken in your living room. I feel like there are a lot of... I would just skim past that because I'd be like... Well, maybe not. But I don't know. Like a living room selfie, I'm always just like not hooked on.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would rather that than like a group picture.
Right.
Or like, what would be the perfect
I think I'm
first photo?
genuinely into people that are like my track record is dating people that are like, don't take selfies.
Got it.
That don't even like have a phone. I'm kidding. But like,
they're not actually on social media.
actually,
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is your future wife that you're hiking with.
Yeah.
Okay, so you want someone who's got either like someone's taken a photo of them, or
I
like,
usually don't date people who even have dating apps.
okay, got
I
it.
would say no, but I obviously have, and I think I would like it would all be candid, and all of it would just be like everything would just be a joke.
Got it.
Everything would be a joke. It probably is a warning sign. It's probably a red flag. It's like, why can't you just be like
serious?
Give any like authenticity. But I would like if the entire thing just feels like I don't know, like a comedy skit. Then I'm like
Fun.
I'm here for it. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's another week of obsessive compulsive dykes.
That is another week of obsessive compulsive dykes. I feel like this was such a quick episode. I feel like it was in one and done. It's like I feel insane. Like I'm running here with like my old sandy clothes, sitting down and being like, bish bash bosh motherfucker, and then I'm like running back out, standing again.
Electric orbital.
Yeah. What are you doing today?
I am seeing my friend who's back from Dubai.
Oh my god! Yeah, exciting. Is your friend queer?
That is their business, I think.
That is their business. For sure.
Just in case.
Yeah,
just in case.
absolutely.
But I'll catch up with them today. I'll see. Maybe we'll talk about them next week.
Okay, great. Oh, is it more than a friend?
No, it's definitely not.
Okay.
Well, who knows? What's going to happen this afternoon?
Who knows?
Everything's determined, and I don't have choice in anything. So
Exactly.
whatever the universe decides.
Yeah. Well, we hope you have a good week. Ultimately, that's not your choice.
It's all determined. So if you don't, it's not your fault. If you do, then don't take credit. It's literally determined. Love you. Goodbye.
Love you. Bye. We've been obsessive compulsive dykes. I've been Anna.
Been Megs.
Yeah, we just had to say that, even though it was natural not to. Bye.
Bye.
Get it off your chest, get them off your back. Get your compulsions back on track. Stick it to the strikes, tell them take a hike. Join your obsessive compulsive dykes.